Okay,
I guess we're on.
What we're going to attempt to do today is attempt to change the tyres on my bandsaw. As you can see, it's a camwood. I've been told it's similar to a Delta, but I'm not 100% sure of that myself because I'm a novice. I've already taken both wheels off, and one of the things you've got to remember for safety point is to unplug your machine before you start playing inside of it, even before you open these guards. That's point one. Point two is measuring between the centres when your wheels are on and adjusted in order to determine what length of blade you're going to need. That's just one other thing that we need to add in here. Then also you need to find the diameter of your wheel. This is a 14-inch machine, and so we've got replacement 14-inch tyres for this because I'm not too sure how long they've been on. And I just wanted to start from ground zero, being as a used machine that I purchased. So I've been doing some checking around. Okay, so I think that the other point I need to make as well is the fact that this is a left-handed thread. The top one is normal thread. This, you're going to have to undo it, turn it anti-clockwise. Don't forget that before you move anything, slack off your motor belt tension, and like I say, all that is already done. Okay, I've got a bucket of water here, meant to be at I guess the temperature is supposed to be 65 degrees Celsius or 150 degrees, and I'm not too sure you'll be able to read all of that, but nevertheless all the instructions are on here, and the belts I'm using is urethane belt, only because I'm taking urethane off and not a rubber belt. So the choice is yours, and of course the process is a lot different if you're using a rubber belt, because now you have to add another item, and that's the glue. Okay, so the temperature of the water right now is something like about it's about 128 degrees Fahrenheit, and for all intents and purposes I do this all now in Celsius, and that's about 53 degrees Celsius. I've got my water boiling in the background, and before I do any of this, I grab my replacement belts right here, the two of them, and they come in a pack of two, as per this instruction chart here. And what I'm going to do first of all is drop these in to the bucket of water to try and warm them up so we can expand them to put them over the wheels. They say like it should only be 15 minutes in order to get these more pliable. Well, I'm adding some boiling water and being careful to make sure that I keep that temperature not above the boiling point, because that's one of the instructions that they mentioned. Okay, I think while that's kettle's boiling, we'll just pop the tyres off, the older ones. I guess I should have these right in front of me, but I didn't. So when you're moving these, just push the screwdriver down, push it in, lift it up and over like this, and then just go ahead and remove your old tyre. That simple. Like I say, I'm not sure how long these have been on, but I wasn't happy with them. It looked to have a bit of a flat spot in a couple of places on the top wheel. I wasn't too sure about the bottom one, but the same process again. As you can see, you know, it's got stuff embedded in there anyway. So down inside, just lift it, bring it over, and that's all there is to that. Now, the surface, they say, has to be fairly clean in order to receive the new belts. Belts, tyres. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can see here, There's some stuff, I don't know if these tyres have been slipping or not, but it seems to be just the bottom one is the one which is the drive wheel, which is the one that's showing some debris here or something. So I'll go ahead and just clean that off. So I'll add some water, keep our belts nice and cozy. I mean, I keep saying belts, I'm sorry for that, I mean tyres. And they're not car tyres. So I'm going to just check that temperature, make sure I'm going to get up there. So we're 59. And I say leave 15 minutes, I think we're going to be, there's 66 right there. So hopefully they're 15 minutes on the clock or 10 minutes or whatever, and we should be able to go ahead and install those. Now I'll just give them a quick clean. You can use whatever you want, so I just happen to have some, it's a furniture type material, but it's just for cleaning. I guess you can use any good cleaning agent, as long as it evaporates off fairly quickly. You can do that. Again, just make sure that on the crown there that you're removing any high spots of the debris. So it is it's stuck fairly well. It's evaporating off already. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to make sure that in the grooves on the side that I don't have any other debris sitting there just to annoy me when I'm putting the tyre back on. And the top wheel is pretty darn clean, but again, you know, I want the tyres to adhere to the surface when they cool off, which is another point. Once you put these on, they recommend leaving them for 6 hours. I'm going to put these tyres on and then I'll mount the wheels back on my machine. I won't even put a blade on until tomorrow sometime, just to make doggone sure that I don't get any flaps. We're leaving tension on there overnight, and the tyres haven't cooled down enough. Right, that should be the end of that. Right, now I'm grabbing a clamp just in case I need it. I'm not too sure if I will need it or not. Just to hold the tyre there while I try and push the tyre around the wheel. Like I say, I've never done this before, so I'm learning, and I guess you're learning too. And you'll have the added advantage of knowing what to do or what to expect. So we're going to have to wait for a few minutes now until we'll just keep it running around. I don't recommend trying to do this tyre change while the wheels are on the machine, because when I was undoing the bolts to take it out, the wheels were spinning pretty free, and so it would be a nightmare having to clamp the wheel and make it stationary. And I think this will be a far easier way of doing that. Damn, it cools down quick.
What's it down to now?
58.
Yeah.
Well, that's 59 there. So, and I'm pointing right on the tyre. So around 60 degrees. Oh no, there it is, 60 degrees. Maybe if I move it around a bit. I won't put my hands in there yet. Might be a tad warm for me. $60 degrees, yeah. You know, I was thinking to myself earlier on, I was thinking, gee, I wonder if I stuck these in the freezer before I come to put the tyres on.
Oh, that might be something. Yeah,
Yeah, so it might be something like,
yeah.
you might want to, it depends on how I struggled with the first one. Maybe on the second one, if I've got an issue, then maybe I'll just go ahead and stick it in the freezer for a bit, chill it down. Although, even if at 5 minutes or so, yeah, before we do it, I don't think it would make that much difference right now. But that was something just popped into my head. Thinking, oh geez, if I cool it first and then I've got a tyre, I can drop it over, everything wants to expand and real quick, so and contract.
I think the expansion on the urethane tires will probably be, once they're supple, they'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's one thing you don't want to do, and I've seen it on some YouTubes where guys have put about a half-inch pipe underneath. When they've pushed it around, they got to here, and then they put a pipe or something in there, and then rolling it all the way around. I don't know.
It sounds like it would stretch it a little bit.
It'll stretch. You might overstretch it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to have to go and buy another pair of tyres.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see what these.
So it says it's 56. I'm sure there's a fudge factor in there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's probably a recommendation. They got to put a number in. So
yeah, and probably put a high number in so that they. Okay, I'm just looking here. What happens if I put that like that? That's going to stop my running around all over the place.
They do indicate on here that you could put a wood dowel between the tire and the wheel if it looks like it needs to be adjusted. So that means a small diameter or something.
Smaller diameter, yeah.
But
if you need adjustment.
If you need it, yeah. If it doesn't seem evenly stretched, then you could do that trick. But we'll find out when you.
I'm going to say I don't have a wooden dowel. There's
a small
quarter inch.
screwdriver?
And a small diameter would work for me.
That would work. It's 1/4 inch.
Yeah. So there's another item. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a try because it ain't going to get any cooler. So out she comes. Around the bottom she goes. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of stretch. Warm enough yet, this. Do you know what? I think I should have put a bit of soap on. There it is. There it is. Wow, we got it.
4 hands.
So, but need an extra pair of hands in order to do that.
Yeah.
Take this off here and just quickly check to make sure the tyre is going to be central on the wheel. Now there is going to be a gap. Me, I prefer the gap to be all on one side. Now, you might not like what I'm doing, but, or the manufacturer might not like what I'm doing, but I think, and it's surprising that there is still some flexibility with this.
Mhm.
And that wasn't overstretched at all.
No, it just it seemed to fit really, really nicely. Once it was pulled in by 4 hands pulling on it, it
Yeah.
seemed to fit on there fairly easily.
Yeah. No, it's not truly. Truly. I'm just making sure that this is like even all the way around. The last thing I want is a wobbly tyre. And I think the blade will track really nicely on that.
Yes, because
It does.
the aluminum has a crown, and,
Yeah.
and as long as the tire is following the crown, I think we're in good
Yeah,
shape.
good shape.
Oh, that
Yeah.
looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that looks.
Well, that's the first time I've seen it done too, so I learned something as well. This is great.
Yeah.
This is not
So-
that big a deal. There's no intimidation factor here. It's actually pretty simple.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it really, you know, you read all these horror stories, and providing you're careful and think out what you're doing before you start, then
And have an extra pair of hands.
an extra pair of hands is a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there's
that's number one.
number one, and I'm not too sure if I want to do number 2 right away or not.
Oh, well, why not?
Yeah, I guess.
Nothing but fear and common sense stopping us.
Yeah, we'll do the same again we did last time and just jam that in there. I'm not too sure I want the clamp. I don't know.
Did it work for you last time?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not all that much. So we get it round, and now we just make sure we go over the outside edges. Oh, slipped off my fingers. Somebody said to use soap. Let me tell you, it's slippery enough without soap.
I think the key is the temperature, though, to get it up to
Is around that 60 degrees
Yeah.
and
'Cause it
and
did
be
make it a
there.
little more supple.
So I'm going to go on that way, so I want to make sure that I am on that back end. That's where I think it should sit. They say to sit it in the middle, but no, I don't know if the middle is going to be achieved. You're really going to have to do a lot of poking around with it. As long as you've got it over that lip, yeah, as long as we're over that, we're good.
And I think it'll conform to the crown of the thing as long as it's in the groove and not
Yeah.
and not trying to climb out. I think we're
Absolutely.
in good shape.
I'm not too sure if that's. Just make double sure. There we go. I think I'm going to be happy with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised I can still move this belt around. So they're saying 6 hours. It's probably a good number for the urethane to shrink back down onto the wheel. And I'm in no hurry to change that. As long as you can get your blade on here to run in the gullet, then I think you're off to the races. There we go. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, it looks a lot different to the ones I took off. So there we have it.
There we have it. That's great. That's
Two all done and set and ready to mount back on the machine.
And now a simple matter of reassembling, and
Yep.
tomorrow you can put a blade on, and brand new blade. Where do you get your blades at?
I got these from Busy Bee.
The blades, not the belt.
Oh, sorry. The blades. The blades came from All Blades
Here in Edmonton?
here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Great guys to deal with. I had no knowledge, and I explained what I was doing and what I wanted to do. Another good thing is to remember to put the belt on first, otherwise you'd be really annoyed with yourself. Put the drive belt on before you actually put the wheel back up. And line the keyway up.
Is the keyway mounted in the wheel, or is it?
Actually, at the moment it was in the wheel, but it just fell out, and it'd be a lot easier to do it with the keyway sitting on the shaft. But it was just happened to be there, so I figured, oh well, while it's there, I'll just let it do its thing. There it is. And just work it back on there, and we're off to the races. And put this back on. Nothing to worry about on this one. Here we go. Done.
And that's a wrap, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that sounds good.